Hi, and welcome to the Sportsman Show. I am your host, Joe Musel. A little bit about me: I am a baseball, hockey fan. I'm a 40-year-old man. I grew up in the '90s, so I like Michael Jordan. I like um, the New York Yankees and stuff. And I'm an old school kind of guy. I like live sports. I like live sports. I like watching them. Here's my co-host, Coachy. Introduce yourself, Coachy.
Thank you, Joe, for that wonderful welcome. Hi, everybody. I am Jason DeCarolis. I've been nicknamed Coachy since 1991. I am big into sports. I follow them all that I can. Hockey is my favorite, but I also, follow football, baseball, basketball, the other sports, tennis when it comes to that, or golf when it comes to the major events, or if there's any local ones, I will watch that. I enjoy helping out with the high school system at Bristol Central High School. I do lacrosse, outdoor track and field, basketball, football. I try to stay into sports as best as I can. Every day when I get home, I will basically read Roto World and find out what the big stories are in sports or anything like that. And I will keep track of that. We've gone through the worst of times right now, but they're starting to slowly come back. But like they say, don't rush it. You don't want to get another.
Yep. We don't want to rush this stuff. We want to take our time and make sure this is done correctly.
Right. Don't be the president who thinks he's in a hurry. It's like if we can't reopen, he's not making the money.
Yeah, let's leave the president out of sports right now.
Right, exactly. That's why I went ahead and said it now for the record.
Yeah. All right. We're both Bristol boys. We're homegrown here. So let's dive into the NFL draft. What did you think of the NFL draft? How did you say with the virtual reality, everything?
From the way that football draft went, first of all, the commissioner, I've never seen him so much fun in his whole life doing the whole thing in his downstairs basement where, he has a whole thing of M&Ms sitting in his jar and his wife making cupcakes, or like during Saturday's draft, he's like, he's cleaning his house, doing the chores and everything it's like he was just monitoring everything. It was a very interesting draft. From the Patriots standpoint, everybody was thinking, they're going to get a quarterback.
Yeah, I thought that too, but I thought Joe Trevor from where did he come from? The guy at Green Bay picked up. I thought that was going to be their player. I thought they had the pick. They could have picked them. I think if the Patriots going with the safety first, it triggered that for Green Bay to go after that quarterback.
Well, Green Bay, to me, I'm a little puzzled about them picking up the quarterback because, they have Aaron Rodgers, and yes, they don't know how much longer he's going to have.
You always have to have a backup plan.
Right, but, I think it caught Aaron Rodgers off guard, though, when they did that a little bit.
Well, it always catches a team off guard. You had a quarterback for 12 years. He's not going to play for all the time. You remember Steve Young replaced Joe Montana and stuff. And you got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan to pick up a quarterback, that could set your team back a good 10 years.
Right, but now my thing is, Joe, with this, you're picking up a quarterback who really runs more than throw the ball. And the perfect example is Baltimore. Ever since they brought in that quarterback,
Lamar Jackson.
It changed dramatically. They don't throw the ball as much. They're either doing a play where it's a running play to one of their backs, or it's a quarterback keeper. He doesn't really want to throw the ball.
They do a lot on the option. The option is fully there. But that's most of the quarterbacks nowadays. They run a little bit more. If they learn how to slide like Russell Wilson does, and get out of bounds and take only what you can and not get the big hit. Lamar Jackson got a couple big hits, and he was a little banged up at the end there, but he's still an elite quarterback.
Oh, absolutely. Patrick Mahomes is another example. The first two seasons he's played for Kansas City, he's been really good. but when you took that knee shot in Denver on a Thursday night,
Yep.
that had some scare. That had a little scareness in there.
Yeah, it did. It popped right out. You could see it. Everything was totally gross.
Yeah,
But,
well, at least thank goodness I think he only had to miss 1 week.
yeah, he missed one game. He missed one, but he got back. He won a Super Bowl stuff. One thing about Kansas City, they're going to have to keep on building their team or pay the guy. It's going to become payday,
yeah,
and that's going to ruin the team a little.
Like the fight, like the Dallas Cowboys right now with what they're doing with their quarterback, because they're playing politics with him right now.
Yeah, they are. He wants $34 million. I don't think Dallas's quarterback. What's his name?
Yeah, well, Andy Dalton's the backup now.
Andy Dalton backs up Jack Prescott, but I don't think Jack Prescott's he's not better than Troy Aikman. He's not.
No.
I wouldn't put him in Troy Aikman's class. He's better than the host of CBS. The other one.
Troy. Yeah, Tony Romo.
He's better than Tony Romo. I say he's better.
Absolutely. He makes better decisions than him. Troy Aikman, he was one of the best ones, one of the best Cowboy quarterbacks out there. He knew what to do in a situation.
He knew it, and he listened to the coach. Not a lot of players actually listen to a coach anymore. They just want to get paid. They throw up record-breaking numbers. They think they're the hot shit of the league, and, they want the money.
Agreed. I mean, another example, look at the Patriots. Yes, they moved on from Tom Brady, and I understand the whole situation. I know a lot of fans are like, why did we get rid of Tom Brady? A lot of us knew that it was coming with his age, that he was ready to move on, and you kind of know during the last couple of years, him and Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick weren't really on the same page.
No, they weren't, because Belichick had Jimmy Garoppolo replacing Tom Brady. He had that plan.
Yep.
He didn't want to send him to San Francisco. It was just like the backup for Steve Young. You wanted another good, strong quarterback to come in, and just like Tom Brady replaced Drew Bledsoe.
Correct. That wasn't expected though after Bledsoe had that concussion in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So, but the opportunity was there, and Tom Brady took it and ran with it.
Correct.
20 years.
But now with him going to Tampa Bay and a couple of his buddies going over there.
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski.
Everybody's thinking Tampa Bay, yeah, great. They're going to win a Super Bowl. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think Tom – I think he's a little bit over himself. I know he conditions his body well for a 40-year-old, but
he's almost 45 now, by the way.
Yeah, 45. That's almost as old as you and older than me.
Right.
So,
and of course, Gronk coming back too, just to go to Tampa, just thinking he's going to win a Super Bowl. He only has 1 year on that contract. Remember, he's already banged up with the elbow, the arm,
the leg, everything. His WWE career is down the drain.
Well, there's another issue with that too. He's the 24/7 champion.
Yep.
So he has to basically run away. He better find a way to get rid of that title before the season. If the NFL season comes this year, he better find a way to get rid of that title.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guarantee football's going to come back. Football's going to come back.
Of course, it's just a matter
even
of
without fans. There's too much money on the table for not them to find a way to come back. There's too much.
The only way it doesn't happen is if we get a second wave.
Yeah. But it should even colleges, they're fighting over billions of dollars. They're going to lose.
College, I've been reading about the Michigan coach, Jim Harbaugh. He says he's okay with playing with no fans in the stands.
Yeah. Most of these colleges make their money off the TV contracts anyways and all that stuff.
Right, because I heard the $4 billion was lost, I believe.
Yeah. And if that $4 billion trickles down to the tennis players not getting new rackets and stuff like that.
Yep. Unfortunately, with tennis right now, don't forget, the Wimbledon got canceled. I haven't heard anything about the French Open yet.
Yeah,
But
stuff.
these people who play tennis a lot, it's like major money.
There we go. Right in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we saw it.
It's okay.
But
My other topic was with football, with the Giants. They didn't really do a whole lot. They didn't need to get another running back, but you got to hope Saquon Barkley doesn't get another knee
I don't
injury.
know why they're not featuring him any more than he is. He's in his third year. They don't hand him the ball as much as I thought they would.
The first year, Joe, he did get the ball quite a bit. His first rookie year, he did.
Yeah, first, year, and then it's like nothing.
When he had that knee injury in Tampa Bay, when he hyperextended it, they were not feeding him the ball much. He was more being of a blocker.
They're not even throwing him the short passes anymore or out of the backfield.
And now, of course, you got Daniel Jones as their new quarterback now, which is absolutely scary because he likes to fumble the ball from what I've seen already.
Yeah, he fumbles the ball. He throws interceptions. He's in his second year, so either he's going to have a sophomore hangover or he's going to do well.
Well, they're going to still consider him as a rookie, though, Joe, because hi, Bert. Because remember, he didn't play a full season. He did not come in until I think week 6.
No. He started. No, did he? He
no,
started.
Manny started.
I think it was week 3 though.
Yup, but
it
because
wasn't like week 6.
Right, but because he didn't start a whole regular season, he's still considered a rookie.
Yeah, he's still considered a rookie, but Patrick Mahomes was a rookie and put up big numbers.
Well, actually, Mahomes was there. He was a backup for a couple years to Alex Smith. He didn't start right away.
He's only been in the league for 3 years or something.
Right, but remember the first year they didn't want to play him. They wanted him to watch to see what was going to happen when he took over. And then once Alex Smith went to Washington before that gruesome injury, that's when Mahomes really took over. Yeah.
But for Daniel Jones, he's going to be thrown into the fire a little bit more.
I think so. And don't forget, heaven forbid, the Giants got a new head coach one more time again. So
one more time.
What special teams coach he was with the Patriots.
Yeah. He was our special teams coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Matthew Slater's going to miss him.
Not really.
We'll get a new one.
My other thing with the NFL, if you heard about the 2 cornerbacks who got arrested in Miami for trying to some armed robbery.
Oh, yeah, I heard this. It was like Grand Theft Auto, the level 1.
Money and watches.
Money, watches, $7,000 worth of various things.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, the Lamborghini and the big-ass car out parked in the
I didn't hear about the expensive car.
Oh, the expensive cars were out parked out in the parking lot for the getaway vehicles.
Yeah, it's like a drug deal that was about to go
deal that went bad.
Yep.
Went real bad. But
and then the one for the Giants, who
that was a first round pick too.
Yeah, it was last year. He got benched.
Yep.
He was let go on a $200,000 bail, and the Giants told him stay away from our facility.
Yep, he's well. That didn't really cost the Giants anything. I don't think he was even guaranteed any money or anything like that.
No, he wasn't. The one for Seattle though, his was $100,000. He was starting.
He was starting. He was in the, and I think they do owe him like a 10 million or something like that.
Yeah, well, it depends on if they want to opt out on that contract. It depends where it goes from here and where the court system falls.
If they don't go to jail. But
yeah. Another team that I thought did pretty good in the draft, I think it was the most improved team, the Miami Dolphins.
Yep. Let me see. How do you pronounce the quarterback's name?
First name's Tua. His last name is Toliagua or something like that. Tortuga
or whatever.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's going to take a while to pronounce and everything.
Out because they're already shopping because they're keeping Ryan Fitzpatrick. They're shopping the other quarterback already.
Well, I think they'll keep Ryan Fitzpatrick. He knows the offense. He's a decent quarterback.
Too many interceptions, though.
Yeah, but he's good enough to learn under for Tua. He's good enough to learn. It's good enough to get him through another season until Tua is ready to start.
Yup. But I like what Miami's going in the right direction, though. You just got to hope that Brian Flores doesn't lose control of the team.
Yeah, I think so. You think Miami found Dan Marino? Is he gonna be?
Dan Marino goes to more of the games anyway than ever before since he doesn't do CBS anymore. So,
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You think they found that maybe 10-year to 13-year quarterback? They don't have to worry about that position anymore.
Right. By the way, unfortunately, the passing of Don Shula, he was one of the very best coaches in the league.
Yes, he was.
I forgot to mention that, but he passed away last week. He was 90 years old, and I knew he died in his home.
Yep.
And it was sad to see, but he had at least he won 2 Super Bowls, and he did. He was very successful. He even called Bill Belichick a cheating coach too.
Yeah, everybody tells Bill that he's cheating, taping the sidelines, everything else like that.
Yeah, or videotaping or anything like that. So
yeah,
but I'm expecting a good football season coming up this year. Once of course the players are able to start
training and stuff.
Their training camps right now, unless you have a player that's injured.
Yeah. Well, what I thought of the NFL draft is what? Am I losing you? Still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. What I thought of the NFL draft was it was a lot of top school heavy, with a lot of Power 5 conferences. The LSU's, the Alabamas, the Auburn's players,
the SEC,
stuff like that.
The most dominant draft.
Yes. Plus, it's also a lot with teams not being able to try out players and stuff, only going on video and stuff like that. It was very hard for teams to actually pick.
Well, they did have the combine, though, before this all started. They did go along with that.
But quarterbacks don't throw at the combine. They don't do much. They want their own pro day. They never had their own pro days or anything else like that. It's very hard to pick a player without looking at them. You can look at tape, but actually in person, it's like buying a new car. You want to test drive it.
Yes.
You got to test drive it first.
Right.
So I think teams actually stuck with the Power 5 conferences because they actually had more tape on them and stuff like that. They're a little bit more insurance.
Yep.
They actually have a good player. Plus, you can go to the president and the GM and say, "Oh, if this player doesn't work out, I picked the best player at that moment. I didn't go out on a limb or anything."
Well, you notice the head coaches this year had a lot of responsibility this year, since the assistant coaches really couldn't be at the.
Yeah, I know. Bill Belichick's dog was the assistant coach.
Yeah.
He was at the table.
A lot of head coaches had their families in the background helping them pick which players to take.
Yeah. A lot of that was happening and stuff like that.
I know it's not like Bill O'Brien of the Houston Texans. When he didn't like the pick he took, he was ripping.
Yeah, he was pretty mad about that.
Yeah, he must have screwed up somewhere at that point.
He must have, but all right. What do you think about the Jets? What do you think was?
Well,
if you have anything?
I'm going to tell you, Le'Veon Bell. I thought they were going to get rid of him after 1 year because he was starting his behavior stuff again.
Yeah, he's sort of a diva and stuff like that. I think they paid him too much money, way too much.
And because you know what? Don't be surprised if Frank Gore takes over.
Yeah, Frank Gore may take more carries and stuff like that. Frank Gore is about 700 yards a game running back a year.
Yeah.
You know,
Le'Veon Bell, you notice what the Jets did the last couple weeks of the season. They relied on him so much. It was about 80% of the offense.
yeah, they didn't use him like Pittsburgh did. They not at all. But
No, well, of course, he kept on getting in trouble. He refused to take a contract pay cut or anything like that. They moved him on. Pittsburgh struggled too, but you know what? They moved on from him. I think it's been for the better, so they don't have to worry about distractions.
Yep, and stuff.
Same thing with Antonio Brown too. See, at first, when he signed with the Patriots, I was very puzzled about this. I did not like the move.
Yeah, when I heard that Antonio Brown was available and stuff like that, I'm like, I told Steve, our buddy Steve, I'm like, hey, here's a move that the Patriots will do. They'll pick him up. And 5 minutes later, when we're sitting out in left field on the baseball field, he shows me his phone saying Antonio Brown's picked up. And it's like, oh, yeah, I picked it to that. Yeah.
You showed me, and I'm like, oh, geez, wonderful. Now we don't need him and Josh Gordon hanging out with each other.
No, but both of them are gone.
Yeah, well, Josh Gordon's a different story because all he wanted to do was keep on taking drugs and stuff. And the Patriots knew what was going on, so they just released him pretty quickly.
Yeah, and so did Seattle, too, when he fell back.
Yeah, and he's already trying to apply for reinstatement again already.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets his stuff together and comes back. And he was a very talented wide receiver.
Yeah, when he came to New England, I was like, okay, I welcome him with open arms, but don't blow it.
Yeah.
And he did have a decent season until he started to get in drug trouble again. He was having a decent season.
Yeah, he was. He was what? I don't have the stats on me, but
no, I don't. But he was actually averaging about 60 yards a game. He was getting about 2-3 catches per game. When Edelman had to keep on making these catches, but Josh Gordon was one of the important players on the field. When we have Sanu that came along last year, I thought him and Gordon, that was going to be a big help.
I thought so too. I think Sanu kind of got lost about the offense and never picked it up.
Well, he's going to be there a full season, hopefully, as long as he doesn't get in trouble and as long as Edelman doesn't ask for a trade.
Yeah.
I think to me, New England's going to be, in my opinion, I think they're going to be a 9-17.
9-7. Yeah. You think they're going to stick with Jarrett Stidham or?
I want to see what happens. I want to see what this quarterback can actually do. Yes, he got benched in a game against the Jets in relief, but I'm willing to give him another chance and see how he can produce because they play Miami in week 1 at home, and then they go to Seattle.
Yeah, that's a kind of tough schedule. That's very tough.
They have the toughest schedule in the league.
Yeah, they do.
From what I read. And then, of course, when they have to stay out in Los Angeles for 2 weeks.
Yep, they do.
They play the Chargers on a Sunday, and then they play the Rams on a Thursday night football week 14. So they're going to have some Hollywood life for 2 weeks.
Yep. Hopefully they don't anybody gets in trouble out there.
Right, exactly. All right, we got through the football front. This is day 72 now.
Yeah, of the COVID-19, no sports, no anything like that.
No. But,
in the beginning, what did you think in the beginning? Whenever all this hit?
When I first heard about this, with the Utah Jazz, I think it was
Utah Jazz. Yep.
When we found out that when one of the players got tested positive, and then of course a referee got tested positive in Sacramento, the first thing I thought of, there's 4 hockey games going on that night, and I said, is there going to be a statement where we're going to get told we have to stop right there and then? We have to stop the games instead of finishing them, but they elected to go ahead and finish them. The last game was Ottawa-Los Angeles. Both teams were going nowhere anyway, so
yeah,
LA did win their 8th consecutive game, which was nice. They beat Ottawa 4-2. However, after that game was over, I didn't stay up for it. I watched the Rangers lose in overtime to Colorado 3-2. I mean, at least they tied it with like 15 seconds left. But when I knew the next morning and I heard the NBA suspended it right away, I said the NHL is next. And then with baseball, they had spring training games going on. The one thing I didn't like about this You should have never started it instead of just having someone come out in the field and say, you know what, we have to stop it.
Yeah.
Even with the NCAA, when they played their conference tournament, they got like a couple rounds in, couple teams got their tickets punched.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, when the ACC, like in Madison Square Garden with the Big East, the first thing that they had to say, well, the commissioner's coming out to tell them that we have to stop. And some of them already had no fans in the stands already to start with.
Yeah.
And then that's when it really took off and everything, and they canceled soccer, or postponed it. UFC, same thing, even though they wanted to go ahead and still do it. They were like, ESPN was like, oh, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You had, golf got stopped, which I believe is going to start.
Masters was canceled.
Golf is going to start again. NASCAR's back and running.
Yep, NASCAR's back.
Tomorrow night in North Carolina.
Yeah.
But for the most part, a lot of things have been postponed, even the Olympics. There's already a report for the Olympics that if they scrap this again, they're going to say no Olympics at all.
No Olympics. Well, they already postponed it to
2021. What I'm saying is they can't. The people have already said in Tokyo you cannot postpone it again.
Yeah.
Or otherwise scrap it.
Wait for another 4 years.
Yup. You'll have to wait till 2024. Well, they only have to wait like 3 more years because they were supposed to have it this summer.
Well, next summer.
Yup. And then you have some soccer leagues. I think the Italian soccer league. They said you have to you have to get the season going by August 30th, or they're going to cancel.
Yeah. Well, everything around here canceled. The Little League World Series.
Little League, yeah, I know.
Little League shut down.
I heard some still wanted to get like 5, 6, 7 regular games in just for ha-has, and I think I already heard they said no.
Yep. Well, at the beginning with the Little League World Series, we go every year and stuff. We're out in left field. We're having a good time. But,
right. Or softball, sometimes when I go, you sit in the stands. It's not worth it to go out in left field when you look like there's nobody out there.
Well, the play is actually more infield anyways. You can see better.
Yeah,
there's not as many fans.
Yup.
Stuff.
And then unfortunately, but they were pretty quickly about calling it off too.
They were. Everything has been very quickly canceled this year. They're not waiting for October or anything.
They went right for it.
Yeah. They in the beginning, they were like, oh, we'll just have a little bit more and a little bit less of a season, but then they canceled the full Blues season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, don't forget, this was supposed to be a bigger season for them. They moved up.
Yeah, they moved up in it's not level or anything. It's a little bit better level, but
right, and that's why New Britain went down to the league Bristol used to be in.
Yeah, well, actually, Bristol was drawing more fans than New Britain was.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Absolutely, and of course, Bristol's already almost won the tournament. Has almost won the whole thing twice. So.
Yeah, we almost won it twice. We get good players,
Yes, we do. We get pretty good college players, and not just from New England. We get some from other states out there.
Yep. So, yeah. So what else did you?
Well, I know. I talked to you before we started the recording. The hockey one that you said last night, and it looks like it's going to happen. We have to just wait on the date. It looks like they're going to forget the rest of the regular season.
Yep.
And they're going to go into a 24-team playoff format, meaning I'm a Rangers fan. They make the playoffs by that default.
Boston's still in it too?
Boston was was the top team, so they're going to get a first-round bye.
Oh, okay. Rest up.
So they're going to get some more rest.
Yep.
Who else did I see? Rangers will be the 11th seed and will take on the Carolina Hurricanes in the first round, 3 out of 5.
3 out best. Yep.
Yeah, that's where it's going to be. The 4 out of 7 stuff won't start until the second round. Now, is this going to be permanent? No. I don't think so. I think this is just going to be for this year, and then
everything should be back to
normal, hopefully. But the problem is, once this happens, the regular season for hockey next year will not start until December.
Yeah.
You got to give some time off for these guys after.
Yeah, especially after a brutal playoff series where they play harder, they play more up
Yeah, the
tempo.
intensity goes up.
Yep.
And they're talking about, are they going to play at their regular arenas, or are they going to have to go play somewhere else into a minor league facility? So in that way, it's not well known and a smaller crowd.
Well, are they even considering a crowd?
I've got a funny feeling there's going to be no fans.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling on that too. Remember, I was telling you about my idea, having it outdoors.
Yeah.
Having it be live outdoors, like the Winter Classic. Maybe
you could play it at a stadium, but the problem is right now it's just if you're going to have to do that, you'd have to play it up in Buffalo, New York, or something, or up in Maine.
Well,
you can't really play it up down south right now.
Ice is no longer ice anymore, Coachy. It's no longer. It's not made out of water. It's no.
Yeah, you can't even bring in a generator if you had to.
Yeah, it's chemically made. It's no longer ice.
Yeah, it won't do any good at this point.
But would home field advantage do anything?
Not really, because of the Winter Classic. The home teams have won, but I think it's been a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Basically,
with no fans, I don't think the players of the home field would actually feed off of fans or anything like that, or the crowd noise or anything like that.
And I believe if anybody who's not playing in the game, I think it's got to sit somewhere far away from each other too.
Well, how are they going to space out the bench?
What? You need the quilt? All right, hold on, John.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't want to run by again.
Okay. A little interruption here.
We have a
We'll get back to you.
patient. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Thanks, Bert. Okay. No, back to my topic. It's just been a tough year. I know these fans are really itching to get back. They want to see their team play and everything, but I think it's the right thing that you need to wait until everything clears away and everything.
Yeah.
Then I think you can get back to it.
You don't want a second wave. You don't want.
Nope.
Don't want this shutting down even more than it is.
No, if for some reason, Joe, they shut it down again, it will be canceled.
Yeah. And
it will be canceled.
It will go, if they cancel it and stuff like this, and this stuff gets even worse, it'll go into next year and the year after that.
Yep.
And you'll have a real mess.
Yeah, it's already I'll tell you, the only sport that doesn't have a mess right now is football. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Yeah. Well, they're in their off season. They haven't played any games yet. So they didn't stop in the end of their season or in the middle of their season and have this happen. If this was,
you just have to draft at home and everything. You get your own. You have to do your own mini workouts, your own mini camps from home. Even though Tom Brady got thrown out of a park from the mayor of Tampa.
Yeah, he got thrown out.
Or he goes to the wrong person's house to try to get a playbook. So
yeah.
So
hello, I'm Tom Brady.
Well, at least he didn't get in trouble. He didn't get in trouble by the NFL, so we got approved for it. So.
Yeah. They gave you talking to probably. Yeah.
You heard about the baseball thing now, where that's gone, right? This is kind of cooped up too.
Yep. Yeah, we're cooped up here.
There is a proposal by the owners that if they do play, spring training, I believe, would be June 15th. They would get some spring training, and then there's possibility they would start the season July 1st. There is no fans for this year.
Yep.
And from the way they're talking, you would play divisional games and your NL buddies, your NL East schedule, if we go that route.
Divisional games and
games in the division.
Yep.
In your own division, and then the game like AL Central, you play the games against the NL Central instead of traveling.
So they're not going to travel that far.
No, they're not. No way. You can't.
No
do
traveling.
It.
No. Yeah.
But they also did for the National League. The DH is now in play.
Yeah. Okay.
And I actually thought about time. because it was beginning to be not fair for the National League. It was either both sides get a DH or both sides have a pitcher come up to bat.
Well,
and it's been a long debate.
We could go into a debate on this.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
but I'm going to say this is good for the NL because now at least you get another hitter. The only downside is you got to pay somebody a big contract.
Yeah, you got to pay a big poppy, or something like that.
But I think for this year we would be okay with it. But I think they're going to try and make this for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, they may. Well, there's going to be a lot of nostalgic fans going, we want to see the pitcher come with a bat.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But you know what, though? I have to say this might be good to protect the pitcher because every time I've seen a pitcher hit in a National League ballpark, something goes wrong when they don't run 90 feet.
Yeah, they don't run 90 feet too far. They only hit the ball 5 feet.
I pull the muscle.
Yeah, they pull a muscle. They strike out 10 times out of 9. So,
yep. I know it's
a horrible at bat. It's a very I don't know what happens to pitchers. Remember at 12 years old, the pitcher is usually the best player on the team.
Absolutely.
So how do they lose their bat control and stuff like that?
Probably when they get to because in college the pitchers were batting too, and they actually were popping them pretty good.
Yeah.
It's when you get to the major league level, they're like, no, we don't want you to be a hitter. We don't want you to be hitting the ball. Yeah, well, unfortunately, we got this guy for the Angels who, by the way, had Tommy John surgery, but he's on the way back to being pitcher and a batter again. So, or Tani, so he better be smart.
He better be smart. He better just work himself into the season.
Because if you have to have a second Tommy John surgery, you're
pretty much done.
Yep.
Stuff. So
we can agree to that. So, but I'm hoping that once baseball gets going again, and when there's an official decision, because the players are still looking at it.
Well, they're arguing over money.
Idea what's going on. I mean, like I said, with hockey, same thing. We just have to get more iron details, but at least we know that they are coming back. Since we found out last night. Because I did look at this more, Joe, before.
Yeah.
I made it official, and I looked at TSN, and I did look at Rogers Sportsnet because NHL.com didn't have anything.
Okay.
Which surprised me.
I was kind of shocked that you didn't post this before I did.
No,
because I didn't send it to you.
No, because I wanted to check it out before I posted that one. I wanted to look myself.
Yep.
And so once I read that they got it done from TSN, I say, because I can't post it on my Facebook from TSN because that's an actual Canadian website. It's not a world site, so I couldn't post it. But I was able to get it from Rogers Sportsnet CBC. So get that. But there will be more details to come when it hammers out. I think there'll be something in NHL.com today, I would assume.
Yep. But
I'm waiting for that. Go ahead.
One thing about hockey and stuff, I don't watch it as much as you do, but they don't argue over money as much as the others. They don't.
No, and I'll give you a perfect.
They got more hardy players that want to play.
Here's an example. I had a little bit of a debate about this, and I had to rank the 4 sports that get in off-season trouble the most. Football is numero uno.
Yeah. Well, we just had an armed robbery.
Oh, no, someone from the Buffalo Bills had a gun, so.
Yeah.
Basketball's number 2.
Yep.
Baseball has had its moments lately, too. They've gotten their share at number 3.
Yep.
But the NHL seems to have most of these players behave. I know Austin Matthews got in some hot water in Arizona. I think he was visiting a bar when he wasn't supposed to, and they thought he did something. But the judge threw out the case.
Yep. Okay.
And then they thought Patrick Kane did some sexual assault stuff when he was visiting Buffalo, and they said, nope, you've been cleared, but be careful next time.
Okay.
As you know, baseball's still the only sport that doesn't have a salary cap, and that needs to be done.
I'm in New York.
Is that another debate issue?
Yeah, that's another debate issue. I'm a New York Yankee fan. I like buying the player. The point blank, I like buying the player. Like
I know, but you know what, though? The
throw a
Yankees
big
are actually now taking players and calling them up now, at least. It's not
Yeah.
what it used to be. But anyway, some of the Yankees now have been playing from their AAA level, so they're getting better about it. They're not getting hit with a luxury tax like the Red Sox do now. So
Yeah. Well, Aaron Judge is brought up and everything, so
great player and
great
everything.
player.
Fortunately, just getting hurt the wrong
Hopefully,
time.
Stanton is a bust. I say he's a bust.
Yes, I agree. He played okay in his first year, and then after that, forget it. He's injury prone every 25 games.
He swings the bat once and pulls his hammy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's out for 60 games. That's just he's worse than A-Rod.
How did he do all this when he played for the Miami Marlins? He hit 60 home. Did he have 60 or 59 that year?
I think it was 60 or something
60.
like that.
Okay, he hit 60, and then Marlins had to move him on because they couldn't afford his payroll.
Yep.
Go to the Yankees, and then then he hits home runs, does okay, and then he gets hurt.
Yeah, then he gets hurt even more. So he hasn't panned out at all for the Yankees.
Mm-mm.
They can't offload that contract because it's too much money for.
Yeah, I think he has like 3 years left on it.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with Ellsbury.
Ellsbury's been sitting on the bench for the past 5 years. I think he finally got cut. I think he did.
Oh, yes, he did. I thought he had 1 year left on his contract, but I forgot. No, he didn't. That was the end.
It was the end. He sat on the bench for 5 years, and nobody even knew he was there. They looked at the end of the bench and said,
put a face mask on him.
Yeah. It's just yeah. So it was a surprise when he got kicked out.
Yup. Well, that's okay. We must. I guess the Red Sox used him too much, and then he signs the contract with the Yankees, and then he really only plays 2 full seasons. So
yeah, that's another bust. But what can you say?
Well, in baseball, you take the chances. You sign a big contract, and even another one like the Red Sox, Carl Crawford.
Yeah.
What a bust.
Yeah, Carl Crawford, what a bust. Let's see. Actually, let's see. Albert Pujols was a bust. What was he? Yeah, I think he was.
When he went to the Angels, all he really is more is a DH than a first
DH now and stuff. He got the big contract. He played a couple good years.
At least though, Joe, with Pujols, he hasn't been injured as much. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he still plays. He still plays the DH role and stuff. He still goes in the game. I give him that much too, but he didn't live up to that contract.
I mean, yeah, he should have never left St. Louis, but I knew he was going to the Angels for the money. That was the money contract.
Yeah, that was money.
But at least it wasn't back then. He was only signing for like $90 million compared to what we're having.
No. He signed for
was it $100 million or $200?
No, he signed up for like at least 200 or 50 something.
Because remember, Mookie Betts, unfortunately, yeah, I love the player, but I didn't think the Red Sox really needed to sign him to a $400 or $500 million contract. That was asking for way too much.
Yeah. We may. Well, I'm a little spectacular about Aaron Judge and what the Yankees will have to pay him to stay.
Yeah, regardless. And remember, if they traded him, the Yankees, I think, are responsible for like 60% of his contract.
Well, yeah. He's still on a rookie contract. He's still on his rookie contract. So
he's going to be asking for big bucks when that contract's up.
Yeah, because he denied the extension. He said no. I'll wait, and then I mean he can get like $200 million for like 4 years.
That's still too much for $50 million. Oh.
$50 million. So it's gonna be.
That's why I think when baseball has another, hopefully they won't strike. I think it's good till 2024, I believe.
Yes.
Something's telling me they may put a salary cap in this next one. I know there's going to be a big fight, but you don't want what basketball and football try, especially what basketball tried to do.
Yeah, basketball. Well, salary. See, baseball is different.
Yeah, that's unique.
It's unique with the no salary cap, but it's a
Luxury tax is going to hit you hard if you sign a big contract, though.
yeah, and it the money goes to the smaller teams and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, you look at football and hockey. Hockey didn't want to really have a salary cap, but I think it was good for the game for hockey to have one because we've not had someone sign. We've only got like 2 players that signed for over $100 million for a contract, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But,
well, like I said about hockey, it's never been about the money.
No, it's not.
A lot of players. It's not about the money. It's about playing. That's
the only downside is when Seattle comes into the league, that 2022 the NHL collective bargaining agreement is expiring.
okay.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they bargain
again, because remember the last time they locked out, they lost half the season.
Yep, they did.
In the NBA, when they have their collective bargaining agreement, oh boy, what a mess they have coming up.
Yeah, they do. I don't think they'll up the salary cap. They'll make it.
No, I agree with that. They'll up it.
It's stuff.
But I think what it's going to come down to now is having a contract with playing games in China.
Yeah, games in China. They're trying to make it more international and stuff like that.
Yeah. Hockey's been doing that too. Well, actually, they just pulled, what was it? The NFL just pulled their games out of London, England already this year. They've already pulled them out.
Yeah.
I think hockey with the regular season they were doing for next October, they've already pulled that out already.
Yeah, they pulled that.
Yup. Baseball, you already knew that they did that with the Cardinals and the Cubs.
Yeah.
Even though what a strange 2 games the Red Sox and Yankees had out there. That was true.
Yeah.
I think it was combined like almost 60 runs between both games for both teams, which was ridiculous.
Well, it was more
like your offense, great, but
yeah.
Where's your pitching?
Yeah, it's being hammered.
Yeah.
It's giving up a 3-run blast.
Yeah, or
that's where you're pitching.
20 runs in the first game against the Red Sox, and we still score 12, and we still lose.
Yeah, you still lost that one.
Of course.
Yeah, I remember.
Of course, but
yeah.
Before we go, I know we got some time left. We didn't discuss about the NBA and where that facilities are going right now.
Yeah, let's do that. We got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes, so that's a good topic to go with now. As you know, the NBA, some of the teams have opened their facilities. They can't have really no more than 5 people.
I don't know why they can't have more than 5 people. You've seen these facilities.
They're
huge.
Joe. It depends on the state rules.
Yeah, but they're huge, Coachy.
I know.
But
you know how the governors of that state is right now.
They're small landmarks.
Very careful. Oh, I know.
Yeah, but yeah, basketball is starting back up a little bit.
They haven't announced a date yet or anything.
No date, no nothing, no. If they're just going to go right to playoffs, like
they have to. You can't go to regular season. They had about 15 games left for everybody.
Yeah, but players are going to ask, "Where's my money?" Because they need to get so many. I think 70 games to fully complete their salary.
Okay, so now what are you going to do? That means now you got to play like 5 regular season. I mean, someone's going to have to play 5 regular season games to do it.
Somebody's going to have to do that, or they're going to have to say we forget this season and not. But players aren't going to forget their money.
No, I know that. We always knew that. And of course, these employees right now that are getting paid somewhat for not being at the games because they're normally selling food, popcorn, and drinks at the concession stand, and right now getting his unemployment checks. Yeah,
those people are all unemployed. That's a terrible thing if sports affects everything. the snack food guy down to the ticket salesman.
Yeah, to the vendors. Yup.
To the
Every vendor.
vendors, to the person playing music in front of the place before the game.
Yup.
So sports affects a lot. It just because of the money aspect, it affects the ant on the street.
It's all about they want everybody to be safe right now is what it's all coming down to.
That's true.
Even though they're saying the weather's getting warmer, yes, but, we still have to be careful where it goes when we get to September.
Yes, before September and stuff, and for October.
Yup, because you got to remember, some states are already into phase 3 already, opening. Like, they're in a big hurry. The rush is on.
Yeah, and
it's like here, for example, if phase 2 happens, you got the amusement parks coming in, great. But as my family stated, we think only Lake Compound's only going to open for probably one day this year.
I think they're going to open up for a little bit more than that. They're staffing because they have a help wanted sign up and stuff like that.
Right, but I don't think it's not going to be full capacity though when they open.
No, it's not going to be full capacity. I heard Six Flags here is taking reservation only.
Yes, that I've heard about that. Yes, I'm probably not going to Six Flags this year.
No, but Lake Compounds may do something like that, reservation only.
So the only reason why they want to keep Lake Compounds open is because of the streak.
Yeah, the streak. The
Guinness Book of World
Records.
We own that right now, so.
Yeah, we got to keep it alive. So
keep the spirit going.
Even if they have just one person in the park.
Hey, that still would count, Joe.
Yeah, it will still count and everything. So, but we got about 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
So
I think this debut of our show, I think this was a very successful start.
Yep.
And we hope this continues to every weekend that it will continue to go like this. And, and there will be, like, for example, we might do a show on July 3rd instead of July 4th because I'm off that day and I know we want to have the weekend break. So we're thinking we may do a special Friday edition just to have a weekend like that, and there'll be some occasions where, if I have vacation from work and stuff and you do too, we may be able to pull a 2-show week or something.
Yep. And see if we can get some guests or anything else on with the show.
We'll try our best.
Try our best to get some guests. Maybe we can get Corey or something like that to come on and talk a little bit more.
Yup, absolutely. Because remember, he's just so disappointed that there was no Little League this year, but they did put a big thank you sign out there in front of the Giamatti Center.
Yep.
So proud of what he's trying to do and everything. He's done a successful job. He's just disappointed that.
Yeah, well, we're disappointed too.
Yeah, I know. That's where our big moneymaker comes from, the city of Bristol. So
yeah, it's a good moneymaker.
Yeah, it's one of the major ones.
I wish we could get
another one, but this is definitely the Giamatti Center is where they make the big bucks around here for
hotel rooms and stuff. Everybody's staying.
I think that's part of the reason why they canceled it too. Was the hotel rooms for the parents?
Yeah, and stuff like that. But hopefully we can get back to normal here, and
that's what our all hope is, Joe. I'm hoping one day they all invite us to the city of Bristol, have a bonfire at night, and then have a celebration.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's
what I'm thinking about this all along through everything else. So.
Yeah, and one big celebration at the end.
You got it. So,
yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up on our debut. I think it was good, and we hope to do this again 1 week from today.
Yep. We'll see you next time. This has been Joe Musel. Coach.
And this is Jason Coachy DeCarolis. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll do this again next Saturday morning at the same time.
Yes, we will.
All right.
For the sportsmen, just keep on watching sports. Sports will be back.
And stay safe.
Stay safe.
Bye all. Have a good weekend.
See ya.
Bye.